Welcome to Daytona. We're at Destination Daytona here with the Buell crew, rolling out version 3.0. This is the actual production version. 2 years ago, we shot the first video here of the pre-production prototype. Last year, they had version 2.0, and this one here is the EPA approved, DOT approved, has everything you need to take it anywhere to all 50 states. Spectacular machine, 175 horsepower. That's what the stock exhaust is, stock tune. We'll have a race pipe on it that'll easily bump it up over 185 and drop 20 pounds off the weight. But out of the box, 175. And one of the coolest things about the new version is, listen, I put a lot of videos out on the Super Cruiser over the last 2 years, and a lot of people complained about the perimeter rotor. They just didn't like it. The Super Cruiser customers asked for twin Brembo disc brakes. Well, take a look. You asked for it, they gave it to you. They also wanted American-made suspension, the best. So it got Fox factory suspension. Same thing you probably ran on your motocross race bike back in the days. Now they make them for street super bikes, and it's top shelf stuff. So you got the Fox forks, the Brembo disc brakes, lightweight wheels. You got the 10-inch risers with the Superbike bars, Brembo master cylinder on the clutch. All super high quality stuff that's normally aftermarket for most brands comes standard on the Buell Super Cruiser. We're taking deposits now. Call Junior 860-471-0192. Buy it direct from Kaplan Cycles. We'll give you white glove service, ship it right to your door, or you can come to the shop, to the museum to pick it up, or we'll meet you at any of the rallies to deliver the bike for you. That's Americade, Daytona, Sturgis, any of the big rallies. So this bike here is 100% bone stock. They did add the Buell factory race tip exhaust, which knocks about 10 pounds off of it and gives you a couple extra horsepower. They also put the race tuner on that one. I'll show you the one over there that has a standard exhaust. It's a much larger can. All set up, comes from the factory with a Saddleman seat. Some people complained about the style of the rear fender. The rear fender has been restyled. The frame, the original production was a hand welded. This frame is machine welded. It has some really nice ergonomics on it. It looks very similar to the pre-production prototype, but it's just a little bit sexier lines on it, a little smoother lines on it. The fuel tank, this is a final version of the tank. It's beautiful. The bars are bar end mirrors with the setup below your hand, so they're out of the way. Of course, the rear shock is a Fox factory rear shock. I mean, most people that buy one of those for the bike are going to spend $1,000 just on the shock, and those forks are probably over $3 grand. So quite a lot of top shelf components come right out of the box. 175 horsepower, 183 mile per hour top speed, sub 10 second quarter mile. There's not another, well, certainly not another American bike that even comes close to comparing. The closest Harley has is their $110,000, 150 horsepower CVO 131RR that I reviewed yesterday, but that bike weighs almost 300 pounds more than this motorcycle, and it has 25 horsepower less. So you can't really compare the two. This is a super bike engine and a Super Cruiser platform, really setting a new standard, really created a new category, because there really has never been a cruiser that performed like this bike does. And there's several versions of this version 3.0. There's one that has a lowrider ST style fairing on it that you can put stereo in it with the saddlebags. That one's out being test ridden by Hot Bike Magazine right now, so they'll have an article on that. We'll do some videos on that when it comes back. There's also a flat tracker version of this bike that I want to show you. So come on over here. This absolutely blew my mind. This bike kind of took my breath away when I first saw it. From a ergonomics standpoint, as far as the lines of the bike, I think this even trumps the Super Cruiser itself. This is a variant of the Super Cruiser. You know, brands like Harley will have the soft tail platform, and they'll make a lowrider ST. They'll make a Fat Bob out of it. They make different models. Well, Buell's doing the same thing. They're making this flat track model. This is a pre-production prototype, and to turn your Super Cruiser into this, which I definitely would like to build one, you just need the flat track wheel set, the custom Vance & Hines exhaust, and the tailpiece. The fuel tank is the original tank. The body line on the frame, it looks to me like a factory flat tracker. They did move the radiator to the side of the bike and gave it like a race scoop design to there. So, but this was a real surprise to me. I was absolutely blown away. They also have a Stunters version over here. Check this out. This is, if you heard of the Beast, those the stunt riders, the Beast, check it out. It's got a scrape city. We were at Sturgis last summer, and they 12 o'clock this thing and ripped the rear fender off of it. So when they took and blew the rear tire right off of it. So when they went back to the factory, they said, why not set one up for stunt riding? So there's some videos on the Buell channel of them 12 o'clock in this, and sparks shooting off the back of it. This one's set up for stunt riding. The major difference being the rear fender and a couple other upgrades. This one also has Öhlins forks, which are an option. It's coming standard with the Fox forks. Just a beautiful bike, and obviously a lot of flexibility. Set it up as a stunt bike, set it up as a flat tracker. They even made a hill climber out of it. And it's funny because when we were at Sturgis last year, I was hanging out with Bill, went riding to Deadwood on the Super Cruiser, and let's just say we kept it under 120, but we passed everybody. There wasn't anybody that was even close to on the V-twins. We made it to Deadwood in 15 minutes, and it's a half-an-hour ride. Do the math. This bike right here is a Super Cruiser chassis that when we were at Sturgis and the Beast blew the rear tire off of the bike I was riding, as we were pushing it into the truck, Bill said, Ken, why don't you make a hill climber out of one of these? Well, boy, he definitely beat me to the punch. I was blown away when I pulled in yesterday and saw the flat tracker and the hill climber. This bike to me, it just looks right. I mean, there's no doubt I could podium the 50 plus class on this bike at the Gunstock Hill Climb at Laconia. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do that. And if not this one, it's really not that hard to build one. You put a motocross front end on it and a extended swing arm and some moto tires and wheels, very similar to the flat track. You change the wheels and tires and a couple other components, and you've got 100. In this form with a race pipe, you're probably pushing closer to 190 with a race tune on it with this open header. Check this out. It's a V-twin, but it has 2 into 1 on for the front and rear cylinder. So it's four pipes coming off the header and 2, and it just sounds absolutely spectacular. This one's got a racing shock on the back by Speed Technologies. So you can see this type of frame and tank design lends itself well to the flat track, the hill climber, and the stunt riding machine, or if you want just a street only. Now, I'm getting one of these, Junior's getting one, Mr. Turbo's getting one. That's just 3 guys in our shop I know that are getting one. We have over 35 on order. First come, first serve. So if you don't want to be at the back of the bus, call Junior 860-471-0192. You'll be able to get into one of these for about $25,900, which is, there's nothing on the market that even comes close in this price range. The value versus the performance you're getting for it. It even has the Fox, show them the Fox steering dampener on this thing. The whole suspension kit, the front forks, shock, and steering dampener are all designed by one of the best suspension companies in the industry right here in the United States. The Saddleman saddle, made right in the USA. This is the most, we know a lot of the other companies are outsourcing overseas to Thailand and whatnot. This is the most American motorcycle, the only American super cruiser, super bike engine and a cruiser platform made today. And it's as American as it gets. And the team that builds this right in Grand Rapids, Michigan, these are hand built too. It's not like you're buying an assembly line piece that was put together by robots in Thailand out of Chinese metal. This is made in the United States of America. Frames made right here in the USA. The engine cases are machined and assembled right here in the United States of America. And it's a badass machine. So buy American, support the companies that support our sport right here in the USA. It's really amazing seeing the evolution of Buell over the last 2 years, because they were first here 2 bike weeks ago. So in 24 months, now they have 9 different models, a total of 15 bikes here. And you want to come here and meet the national sales manager, Chris Probance, he's right over here. You want to come and meet Troy, the guy, the dealer development guy who's setting up the dealers overseas, he's here. Bill Melvin, the owner of the company, is out riding with Hot Bike Magazine right now. These are Americans making it happen here, right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They'll be at Sturgis, we will be displaying the Buells at Americade and Laconia, also in the Thompson Motor Speedway, 3 weeks in a row. So we hope to see you there. We hope to have a Super Cruiser at Americade, Thompson, and Laconia to share with you guys, and hopefully a hill climber so I don't have to ride my Honda up the hill in the 50 plus class. I usually top 3 that there at the hill climb at Gunstock at Laconia. There's like 15,000 spectators there. The East Coasting guys are going to be there. I really need one of these. Bill, I really need one of these hill climbers here. You know, we talked about it last year. You got the bike. Let the old guy here send it up the hill up on that thing. I'll sign a waiver, whatever I got to do. I'll pretty much guarantee a podium on that thing. 175 horsepower. Are you kidding me? My CR500's got 62. That's like what, 3 times the power? So I'll walk home, Bill. If I don't podium, I'll walk home, okay? I promise. So 9 different models. This is the Hammerhead right here. This is the same chassis and engine that Buell. Actually, this is a much improved version of the engine. The one that they won the Super Sport Championship on was an 1125 Helicon. This is the evolution of that engine. It's an 1190. It's got 25 more horsepower. It's a 185 horsepower. This bike does a 9.98 second quarter mile and has 183 mile per hour top speed. All the bodywork on this bike is carbon fiber. It's painted red, but if you look, these pinstripes are just areas that weren't painted. This is not a decal, that's a carbon fiber. They just peel the template off. So, and it comes in any color you want. We've got a special here at the show for $17,990. You can get the black carbon fiber one, which is around here somewhere. Where is it? This one's $19,990. The Super Cruiser is $25,990. And here it is over here. This is the all carbon fiber. You can get it with this black carbon fiber with the orange decal, or you can get red, white, and blue, or you can get red decals, any color you want. We have one that's like an American flag. $17,990 out the door. One of the best values for a true superbike machine that you can take out on the track, ready to go. Check this other one out over here. You got to see this. This is the Super Touring bike. This is being released right around the same time this summer. This is based on the Hammerhead frame and suspension package, but you can see they put, you can see the same perimeter frame, the same Showa suspension. And this bike right here, full carbon fiber, but it comes with an Adventure Touring fairing, available in other colors too. This is just the color for the show bike with these awesome Gibby removable saddlebags. So if you want a 185 horsepower bike that you can do 1,000-mile days on and do some adventure touring, your ship just came in, made right in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So you got the Super Tourer, you've got the Super Cruiser, you've got the Super Fighter. This one right here, this is one of the other models. This one's based on the Super Sport Hammerhead platform, except for instead of a full fairing, it's an actual Street Fighter. When Eric Buell first designed this bike, he called it a Super Fighter because it's a super bike frame and engine, the same frame they won the Super Sport Championship with, set up as a Street Fighter. Buell was the first manufacturer to make a Street Fighter back in the early 90s when they built the Lightning. This stays true to that platform. It has a comfortable seating position. The pegs are a little lower. The bars are substantially higher, and it's set up for all-day riding. The best thing about this 1190 engine, whether you get a Super Cruiser or a Super Fighter or a Super Tourer or the Hill Climber, this engine is absolutely bulletproof. It's been around for over 10 years. It originally was designed as 1125 and then was, through evolution, more horsepower, more torque. It's now an 1190. This engine has 80% of the torque on a dyno from 2,000 RPM to 10,000 RPM. So when you look at a dyno chart, the torque goes from 100 RPM to 2,000, goes like straight up, and then it's flat all the way to red line. What that means is you're always in the right gear. If you're climbing a hill and you're up near the top and it's bogging a little bit, doesn't matter. You can be at 4,000 RPM, you still got full torque. The horsepower is a little bit higher up the rev range, but as far as for a Street Fighter, for popping wheelies, or for a hill climber, or for a touring bike, having that much torque, that low down in the power band is awesome. So these engines have been around. They've won every round of the AMA National Hill Climb was won by Logan Sapala with this exact engine with nothing but a pipe and a tune on it. It was 100% bone stock internally, and they sound like the hounds of hell with a race pipe on them. They just sound absolutely spectacular, because this was built as when Eric Buell left Harley and he designed this engine in conjunction with Rotax, the Helicon motor. It was designed to be a no compromise superbike, and the first 100 that he built, the RSs, they actually sold for $56,000. Excuse me, $46,000. That was back in 2012, 12 years ago. You put that into an inflation calculator, that'd be $65,000 today. So you can buy that same $65,000 handmade bike for $17,990 now, because of they're mass producing them. The first ones were they only made 100 of them, and it cost a lot to build 100 bikes, and they were losing money on every one they sold at $46,000. He was losing money, but he had to get the name out there after he split with Harley. So Eric Buell is a Hall of Fame, AMA Hall of Fame rider. He's also been voted Engineer of the Year. He's an incredible motorcycle engineer. He's been building bikes since I think the first Buell was made back in the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken. So he's been around a long time. He's retired now. Bill Melvin owns the company now, right in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they're taking it to the next level with all these new bikes, all based off the 1190 engine, which is a spectacular motor. It's a very, very low emissions motor. So this engine will be around for a while. It's not a motor that will get, it was designed with low emissions, so you don't have to worry about any EPA issues down the road or California issues. It's a spectacular power to weight engine ratio, and it's about as good as it gets in a V-twin. Like I said, this Helicon 1190 engine was originally designed with the Rotax engineers to the spec that Eric Buell wanted, and it's been developed over the 10 years since that first prototype came out. But as far as the Super Cruiser is concerned, this is the hottest thing at Americade this week. It comes with the best brakes. It's got the Brembo brakes, it's got the Fox suspension, top of the line. In some ways an upgrade from the Öhlins, in my opinion, because, well, it's made right here in America, specifically for this bike, where the Öhlins was retrofitted for it. These were designed from a clean sheet of paper by Fox to be the best suspension you could possibly get for this bike. You've got the Saddleman saddle, but it doesn't stop there, folks. If you want to customize this bike, several manufacturers, including Clockworks, Van Black, Memphis Shades, have all made multiple fairings for this bike to give you. You want one of the Dyna Bros style skinny fairings, you want a Lowrider ST fairing with a stereo in it, which is what I'm personally going to get. I have one from Clockworks on my Road King. So Clockworks is going to make a fairing for this. You'll be able to order from Kaplan Cycles a la carte. Pick the style of fairing that you want. It comes with this Memphis Shades quick detached fairing, but if you want to put the taller Memphis Shades on there, you can. You want to put the Clockworks, pick the brand you want, or the Van Black, which comes pre-painted black. We can get that for you, and the bags. And if you want to put a race pipe on it, we have the race pipes in stock. We can put the tune on it, and it'll come to your house, equipped, shipped to your door, white glove service. You'll talk to my son, Kenny Jr., or me personally. He handles all the paperwork, all the titles, everything else, and it'll be shipped right to your door by one of our long-term shipping partners. White glove right to your house. And we can finance it in-house through Freedom Road. So, and we take trades. So if you want a Super Cruiser, call Junior, 860-471-0192, and get on the front of the bus, because if you wait, you're not even going to be on the back of the bus, because once they're sold out, you'll be waiting until the next year, and they're coming out this fall. It's spring now, so we're about 6 months out from these 180 days from these rolling into your living room. So hopefully we'll have one of these at our shop real soon. These are the first 10 of the production ones that were made. This one right here, there's 9 other ones that are rolling around. I wish it was here, but Hot Bike is out riding around, the one with the big fairing and the bags on it right now. That's the one that I want to set up with a backrest so Christy and I can do sport touring on it. But I wish it was here so I could show it to you, because I really like that look with the fairing, and I like having a stereo. The older I get, the more I'm becoming dependent on my stereo for happiness. I love my Rockford Fosgate stereo, and they have one that's going to fit on this bike too. So nothing like tunes in a V-twin with a off-road pipe that's just barking, filling the jungle with sound. So anyways, if you get a chance to stop by here at Destination Daytona, check out the Buell display. They've got some kick-ass bikes on display, and put your name down on one. If you want to roll out with a Hammerhead today, Junior's got 2 black ones left at $17,900. The last 2 at that price. And we've got 1 red, white, and blue Freedom Edition with every option you can get for $24,900. So I'm getting one. Hopefully you will too. Thanks for watching. God bless America. God bless Buell.